How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be doing a recap of the trades we took today inside Team Bull. But as always, before we get started, be sure you're subscribed to my channel, click the thumbs up button, and click that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Okay, first off, I've had some people ask, what are your fills, what's your P&L? I can show you all my P&L, but it's not going to make a difference. And honestly, anybody that wants to fake P&L, they can. It's very simple to do. I don't make these to brag about how much I make. I make these to teach you how to take these levels. That way, you can come watch my YouTube, then just come trade with me, or just join my Instagram Live for free, get my watch list with me. Then hopefully you come join me in Team Bull, and you know how to trade these levels without me telling you how. You know how to manage your risk. So the point of my YouTube is not to flex on my P&L. It's to teach you how to take these trades and manage your risk. When I do post my profits, I usually do that on my Instagram story. When I do, for those of you that don't know me, my daily goes $1,000 a day. Sometimes I blow it out of the water. Sometimes I fall a little short. But I'm pretty consistent in my profits. That being said, I'm going to move on to two trades we took today, walk you through them, give you reasoning behind them. First trade is Apple, ticker AAPL. So my level was this 157.5 pre-market highs, right? I'm simply watching for a breakout trade above that. Now, I always say this, and I will always say this, I will repeat myself as many times as I have to. When I take breakout trades, I go lighter size than I would on a reject or bounce. Breakout trades to me are high risk. They can turn around quickly on you. I took 30 call options on this trade. That's my position size. I'm trying to be a little more in depth with the trades I took. We got in here off the opening 5-minute candle. What happened? It broke right at pre-market. I waited till a little bit of a pullback, and I got in off that pullback. The bids held that level nicely at that point. We had a nice push up. I trimmed up here. When I take these breakout trades, it's not always about price targets to me. We have that first big push, especially off the opening candles. We have that first big push. That's where I trim. My first trim is typically half my position size in most cases. We had a nice push up. I trimmed 5 more there. Then I moved my stop loss up into profits just a little bit. That way, if we drop down, I didn't give back any of my profits in the remaining contracts that I have. Now, when I'm trimming these breakout trades, the first trim, I move my stop loss right next to my 9 EMA. So my stop loss has been right in this area here during this trade. Because sometimes you'll pull back and touch that before continuing on. If we failed it, I'll simply get out. Now, after we push up and I trim again, that's when I move my stop loss up in the profits or break even. In this trade, it worked out well. I moved it up into profits just a little bit. Now, this is another trade I called out today. I called out my entry. I took this very, very light. And the reason I'm trading so light today, we have a FOMC meeting today. Typically on these days, I trade lighter. It's just the market's harder to predict. Doesn't always make sense before these meetings. Anyways, we pulled down here to this 74.9 area, which is a area of confluence. Then I called out, so I'm taking, light size here. Got in some AMD calls. I told everyone, so my stop loss is below the 74.5. So at that point, we all knew exactly how we was going to handle this trade. If it goes bad, we're going to protect our capital. That's what it's all about as a day trader. You cannot let your losers run, okay? But you do have to give them a little bit of wiggle room. There's a fine line there. You just have to find what works for you and stick with it. So we got in. As you can see here, had a nice move up. My first trim was up here around the top of this candle here because I was watching it closely, trying to get everyone the best feel possible inside Team Bull. So we trimmed here. Then my next sell, I was completely out because I was so light. There wasn't, really no way I could trim again. So the rest of it, I was out here at this 9 EMA, which happened to be prior day close as well. What AMD closed at yesterday. So I trimmed, I got out of this trade here. It was a nice scalp, but some members held runners, and I know some sold way up here above pre-market highs. Turned into a really nice trade, and I look back at this trade, honestly, there was no point for me to get out at any point if I had a decent position size. I could have held my runners, honestly, all the way up to this candle here that you can see. For those of you that trade options, that would have been a very nice trade. That is the two trades I wanted to talk about today. I did take a trade on Google as well, but it was chopping around. I pretty much got out of it for break even. It was forming a bull flag, but again, FOMC market, pre-market is not the safest to be in a trade anytime at all. That's why I never swing trade up into FOMC. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me. If you're not inside Team Bull, go to grizzlytrades.com. The link in the description. Come join us. Family environment, respect and motivation only. There's no disrespect allowed. I think you all will love it. As always, I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.